Pokemon Insurgence. This is a Pokemon fan game, and in this Pokemon fan game, there's one battle that Spoon will show you the way. That's pretty much, yeah, that's about right. So basically, this is a really fun fan game. It's difficult because there's a cultist leader who has a primal Kyogre that absolutely wiped the floor with me to the point I just quit the game. It was not fun, but what it does have is it has a game corner and a casino with two, let me say it again, two, both of them, the funny gambling games. We got Voltorb Flip and we got slot machines. I was stuck for like about 3 months in that one place alone playing this. It was awesome. So, no joke. It took, you can ask Turtle Breezel. It took me about probably 3 months of playing the game straight before I finally left that area, just because of the gambling. This is what we call a problem. So, Pokemon Insurgence, fun fan game, great music, great story, actually just beautiful story. Mwah. Lovely sprite work, amazing Delta Pokemon, and also something that's gonna be. I was like, you know, this game wiped the floor with me last time. Why don't I try doing it even better? Like, what if I do a challenge run? So I texted Purple and I was like, hey, pick a type for me. And she's like, what? Pick a type out of these 6. Why? Because this is what all the Delta starters are. Duh. That's what they're types. Now give me one. So she was like, the fuck? I guess either Psychic or Dark? Alright, well, fuck it. That's not helpful. Those are 2 different mons. Here's a picture of 2 of them. Now pick between them. Those were your choices. Okay, I guess Pink Boy. So now I'm doing a Psychic mon. After a really exhausting, fast-speaking intro, I then start to bust some moves to the really groovy beats this game throws down. We first begin our journey by getting a flashback of this guy known as the Augur. He's basically the mayor of the town that we reside in, or the entire region actually. He's going on a speech about how the first Augur has mysteriously disappeared for a couple months and nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows if he's dead or not. So he elects himself as the second Augur in order to say, hey, yeah, I'll govern you guys. And obviously, because we are all idiots and can't fend for ourselves without an Augur, we just decide to let this nobody rule us. Smart, right? Some psychic voice from the heavens is asking me what my name is, so I give them a very serious jaqueath and think nothing of it. And they also ask me what I look like, so I say my hair color is purple. Although it isn't at the time of making this video, it is now. So, am I lying or just telling the future? These 2 bumbling idiots are arguing about what to do with me and confused onto why they have captured me, where all of a sudden their leader comes out of nowhere and says, hey, you've got to finish erasing their mind. They ask why, and then she says, so I can kill you, of course. They then also wonder why, but decide not to say it to her face so she doesn't kill them as well as me. But, to be fair, they are correct. Why would you erase my mind if you're going to kill me anyway? This seems very inconvenient. Which they will then learn it is because I'm going to escape like a badass in an action movie and kick all their asses. And of course when I say escape, I mean a Mew is going to come to my rescue because I'm a little bitch baby who cannot fend for myself. Despite clearly saying that I didn't want to go to school today, Mew still drags me out of bed anyway, and I relentlessly decide to go on my journey. I find out that Mew has a note attached to it because I clearly couldn't see it the first time for some reason, and this note conveniently tells me that Ditto can transform me as long as I have the DNA of whatever I'm trying to transform into. Oh, would you look at that, conveniently there's blood about 2 feet up the stairs from where I first read the note. After slurping up some of that sweet blood like a vicious vampire, I am then able to turn into a Darkrai cultist, because you know, this is exactly the type of thing I would think is someone who does lick up blood, so it's not like any of this is conspicuous in any way. After the blood sacrifice and then getting my clothes from Hot Topic and pretending they are completely correlated, and not like I just wanted to take some blood because I'm a freak, I then go to the leader of the cult and her little light show where she's trying to summon Darkrai by sacrificing the lives of one of her other cult members, because clearly any member that works for you is exposable, and that is the law of the land. You know, I'm almost not surprised that Darkrai takes blood sacrifices away to summon him. After summoning Darkrai, the cult leader decides to go on a whole rant about how Darkrai loves her sister more than her, and hearing about how petty she is, Darkrai then up and leaves. In a fit of rage, she decides to throw out her Houndoom and incinerate even more of her grunts. I am beginning to think this person just has a knack for slaughtering her own team, which means they are very easy to take down, because it's not like they're going to have any members left after a couple more days of this. After a little bit of strategizing, and by that I mean the leader taking out all of her members, I am now able to escape freely without the worry of being slaughtered. And by without the worry of being slaughtered, I mean hoping to God she doesn't see me, because it doesn't matter if I'm her team or not, I am going to die by her hands either way. Mew gets bored of traveling with me and decides to just give me a flute to say, hey, you can use my power whenever you want, although you cannot use me in battle because I am still not yours. I believe that Mew has some trust issues. I mean, come on, I just got my memories erased. The least you could do is stick around and make sure I don't die. But to each their own, I guess. I then run into some weird kid named Damien who was asking if I've seen a Mew around because it was standing right next to me. If it was standing right next to me, I would have seen it, so of course I had to tell him no.
It was probably just a Jigglypuff. Dude, that is probably correct. I mean, that's why it was saying Mew all the time. It was just a random Jigglypuff, man. Wait, you know, this dude was asking for a pink Pokemon name. I don't fucking know. Does this thing look pink to you? I think he's colorblind.
I go and meet up with Damien while he talks to his parents, and they are talking to him about how he is nothing but a disappointment and should never be allowed out of the house on his own to care for a Pokemon because he can't even take care of a plant. You know, I believe his mother makes a pretty convincing argument, and I do not want to get in the middle of this. And now his father is making me accompany his child so that way he doesn't kill himself and also any Pokemon accompanying him. That bitch. Before we can head into the forest, we have to go into the Pokemon laboratory, where we meet some weird guy in a fedora who is trying to charm Milady over here, although Milady is not interested in anything he is selling. So, he decides to turn to the children instead like a really creepy pervert and offer us some Pokemon that he's genetically experimented on. He says that we can choose between either these Pokemon that are called a Delta species, or an Eevee which can Mega Evolve. As much as I would love to get myself a Mega Eevee, that would go against the meaning of the challenge, so I reluctantly picked the Bulbasaur instead. Of course, just like in every Pokemon game, after getting your starter, it is time for the first rival battle.
No, I do have one question though, chat. Should this be like an episodic thing? Like, should I release like episodes of this game, or should I just do this game and like put one really long video cut down to like almost nothing on YouTube? Like, how do we want to do this for YouTube? So one really long video that's supposed to be made up of jokes and important story events could probably take an hour at the very least. But if we do an episodic thing, that can at least be a good 10-15 minutes an episode. And I think that would be a little bit better for my channel, is because I want people to just sit there going through like a 50-hour long video just for one game. You know? Alright, Confusion's not gonna do well on that. It's a fucking ghost type. Oh, Tackle's not gonna do anything either. Wait, nothing's gonna do anything. Maybe like episodic thing. Alright. Yeah, it's about. Never mind. He just. Yeah, good job, Bulbasaur. Jesus fucking Christ. He's got no chill.
I then make my way through the forest where I run into a cave. It is in this cave where I make my first capture of the game, which is a Baltoy that my friend names Dumbtoy just because he does not like him. After traveling a little bit further, I meet up with Damien, and we see two cult leaders talking to each other on a bridge in the distance. They are talking about how they are planning to overthrow the Augur and murder him so that way they can both continue with each of their plans. We can't afford to have our new self-elected leader to die, because then who's going to elect themselves to be leader? It sure as hell ain't gonna be me, so we decide to stop them. When we arrive, we see no sight of them, but then we realize that they are actually the people standing in the corner of the room, just dressed up like weirdos. Damien decides we need to fight them and rush in head first without a plan, and I already know I'm going to regret even talking to this kid in the first place.
Right, take two. What type is Sprout anyway? Does anybody tell me? I know it's for dragon. Is dragon water? Actually, it's poison water. It evolves into a dragon type. Ah, that's why Psychic hurts it. Whack. That's not what I meant to use. Okay, well, he doesn't care either. Confusion. Horsey. Alright, that's another water type. I just have to hope I get some, like, confusion hacks on him. Because it's faster, or I can just do that. Fuck, I guess. Alright.
After defeating the cultists, the augur said some Harry Potter type shit, and all of a sudden, he bippity boppity boos the evil bad guys away into the next dimension. It is here that I end this episode for today and tell you all to have a wonderful rest of your night, day, or whatever time you are watching this. I will see you in the next video, next stream, and goodbye.